Well, I hope you enjoyed the first of our coffee series. There'll be more of those videos to come, but right now I want to talk about some of the equipment I used in the video. Starting with this Coleman 520 stove. These were made during World War II. This one is 1942, and you can tell it's an early one because it's got 4 feet. The later ones only had 3. This one was made for the Office of Civilian Defense, as it says on the tag, and it's mostly complete. It's got the spare generator, although it doesn't have a wrench. These came with a little aluminum pot for a carrying case that's on top. And I don't use the aluminum pot because it smells like fuel. There's fuel on the stove, and of course it gets on the pot. In the video, I used this, an Optimus TerraPot, and I like these because they have this flame ring. And it seems like the flame ring ought to make this boil water more quickly than the Coleman pot. So what I want to do right now is I'm going to put 500 milliliters of water in each of them. We'll fire up the stove, get it good and hot, and then we'll see which one boils water faster. Light her up. Normally I don't like to light something like this inside, but we want an experimental structure where there's no wind to influence us. I have taken safety precautions. There are no flammable liquids on the bench, and I have a fire extinguisher right off camera. Of course, got an orange vest on for safety, very important. Alright, we're as hot as we're gonna get. Get the Coleman pot ready, in place, start the timer. I'll be back in a couple minutes. While we wait for the water, let's take a look at some of the other equipment used. First, you gotta start with coffee, and you gotta start with good coffee. This is from the Prime Roast Company in Keene, New Hampshire. Support your local coffee roasters, it's totally worth it. For a grinder, I use a GSI Java mill. Can't beat grinding coffee as you use it. The beans stay fresher longer than ground coffee does. It's a pretty good grinder. The only thing I don't like is that when you crank, sometimes the top comes off. So I tend to crank and tap it down and crank and tap down. The AeroPress is pretty much the finest coffee maker there is. The only thing I don't like about it is it's a single cup. I use the inverted method, so I put it upside down. This is an immersion coffee maker, so what we'll do is put the coffee in the body, fill it with water. The coffee grounds are now immersed in the water. Give it a little stir to make sure that they get in there. Sometimes you get air in the grounds. The top has a filter. You get these little paper filters. They make a stainless one also. Put the filter in the top, put the top on, wait 3 to 5 minutes, invert into your cup, and press. The coffee tends to be quite strong, so I usually cut it about 50% with water. When you're done, take the top back off. The filter, which is right now stuck in the top, will be on top of the coffee. Tip this over, push it the rest of the way into the compost. Easy peasy cleanup. And that is my single favorite thing about the AeroPress, is how easy it is to clean up. Some of you have asked about the tea monkey. This is just a tea infuser. You open them up, put some tea inside, put it in your mug, pour some water over it, let it steep for as long as you want. Tea infusers are great because you can use loose tea and get a lot more variety in your tea than you can from tea bags. These are available all over the place, not just the monkey, but there are all kinds of tea infusers you can buy. I'll put links to everything in the doobly-doo. So let's get back outside now and see how that water's doing. I'm gonna call it 8 minutes. One thing I don't like about this pot is that there's no handle. Now we'll see how the TerraPot stacks up. Let's call that 5.5 minutes. So who'da thunk? The Optimus is really faster than the Coleman pot. 2.5 minutes. I didn't expect a differential like that. Was this a scientific test? No. Was it a test of the stove? No. It was just a comparison between two pots. I knew the Optimus was a good pot before, and now I'm even happier having it. I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you next time.